Jeez. All right. So part 2, we're going to talk about the art of presenting coverage, right? Part 1, we go through and we're building this awesome connection. We're having a great time with the member on the phone, right? But at some point, we have to transition into like an actual business conversation, right? Which kind of tends to bog things down most of the time. That happens for a variety of reasons, right? Now, part 2, what we call the art of presenting coverage, it's no worries, I'll drive, is what we call it, right? Because, let me ask you this, when you get on every phone call, what's the end result that you want? Anybody?
Close the sale. Close the sale.
Close the sale. That's what I'm talking about, right? When we talk about driving through coverage, right, we need to be the experts in getting this conversation where we need it to be. No matter where we go along the way, somebody's got to drive this conversation, right? You've got to drive it and build to the close. Who's going to drive this conversation?
We have to.
Boom. You've got to. It's another sticker right here, right? Well, not Claire, I think, got you too. But the reality is, right, somebody's got to be the expert on this, right? So I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Bear with me. So for those of you guys that don't know, you, the newbies mostly, I'm from Vegas, grew up there. I actually still go to Vegas every 2 weeks. My kids are back in Vegas, so I'm actually going to be there this weekend. Grew up there, right? All my family's still there. My kids are there. From elementary school to high school, went to Vegas. I was in Vegas, right? What was interesting is the school that I went to was a magnet school, meaning like everybody, you had to get into the school. Everybody bussed in from around town. So I used to have to get the bus at like 5:20 in the morning. So I had to get up super early, get on the bus, you know, like pick up everybody from around town, and we'd be at school at 7 when I was in high school. So what was cool is I knew people from the entire valley, right? Like it's an experience that was different than anybody else. The point is I made a ton of friends. I've got this great connection of just family and friends in Vegas. It's my hometown. Always has been, always will be, right? So when I got into college, because I had this huge network of friends, and then like in college, it continued, right? Some of my close friends, and it's funny, Gil did the same thing one time, went to Vegas. My friend used to actually, my buddy Herman used to call me the mayor, because when we used to hang out when I was young, like, you know, when I had a social life in my 20s before I got married, I would go somewhere and I always knew somebody, right? Like he'd be like, hey man, do you have a hookup at this place? And I'd be like, oh, let me check. And I just got lucky that I had friends all over the place, right? So yeah, I knew Vegas like the back of my hand. I still do, right? So what ended up happening is I met a girl in college. My game, I wasn't a player like Rick was talking about earlier. No, I had no game at my age. It was all bad. I'm weird and awkward now. It was even worse back then, right? So what ended up happening is I met this girl. We ended up being in a relationship for a while. And what was interesting is that we had this thing. We go study. I eat a lot. I've always been skinny, luckily. So I'd be eating all the time. I always wanted to eat. So then what would end up happening is we're talking, right? And when you're in a new relationship, or you know things are cute, right? Where do you want to eat? What's the response?
I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know. Or you pick, right? So
Never the right pick.
it's never the right pick, right? So what would happen? We'd get in the car, I'd pick, and then she'd ask, what should I ask? What would she ask? Where are we going? Mm-hmm. And I'd tell her. And what was her response? I don't want that. Every single time, right? So what do we have to do? Then halfway there, then she'd change her mind and be like, we do that thing again. I'm like, okay, then I have to figure out what we're gonna do next. And she finally made up her mind, and then I'd get us there, right? Why? It happened because I knew Vegas like the back of my hand, right? I still do. So these are making fun of me because I was telling them, like, I love Mexican food. I'll tell you where all the good taco joints are in Vegas. Like, I really will. I took Gil to this day. He Tacos El Gordo on Vegas.
Everyone goes there.
That's what I'm talking about, right? It's the best, right? Like you tell me where you want to go, I got you, right? So I used to do that all the time. So this girl drove this. At that point, this was brand new, 2002 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Awesome. It was at that time the nicest car I had ever driven. I drove a 1986 Ford Escort. I'm kidding. No, I didn't. It was actually an 85 Honda CRX. It was horrible. It was so bad. It was in Vegas. I had no AC, no radio. Like, you see these cool quarter lights, right? Those are like the blinkers. My car had this really cool feature. Whenever I closed the door, they'd pop out. Like, it was, I was ahead of my game. I was ahead of the times, right? No, it was a horrible car. So the reason that I drove is because I knew we were talking about, right? I knew where I was going all the time. I knew what I was talking about. But why do you think the main reason that she let me drive?
She trusted you.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about, right? She trusted me. She trusted, first off, that I knew where I was going, right? And she knew that I would get her there safe. And that I wouldn't mess up her brand new car, because she would hate me if I did that, right? But the fact that she trusted me, she allowed me to drive that car because I always knew that I would get us where I needed to go, or where we needed to go and get us there safely, right? So how that relates to what we're talking about is, in this conversation, again, somebody has to be the expert, and it's gotta be you, right? How many of you knew insurance before you stepped your foot in this building? You don't. That's the point. Nobody does, right? So when they call you, who's the expert? It's you, right? So what we're gonna talk about here is how to present coverage in a way that is not clunky, but will work for you, okay? What this is the principle of being the expert. This is not a script, right? So we see these numbers, we'll see certain languages, right? And we'll go through it, but this isn't meant for you to like read it exactly this way. This is a kind of a guide, but the idea behind number 2 is, right, being the expert, presenting the coverage in a way that's clear and concise. So anybody been to the Cheesecake Factory?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How's that menu?
Complicated. It's like a book.
huge.
It's like a book.
Yeah.
It's like a book. It's so big. Like, how do you know what to order?
No pictures.
No pictures. Yeah, pictures help, right? How do you guys know what to order when you get there?
I ask.
You ask. That's perfect, right? So how can you avoid that usually? A lot of information you take and you condense it, right? Or you ask for a recommendation, right? In this instance, guess who gets to do both? You condense and you recommend, right? That's you guys. What we get in the habit of doing a lot of times is asking a ton of questions. What do you want? Do you want this? You want a deductible of $250, $500, $1,000? And then we talk about so many other things that all of a sudden it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? The reality is we've got to get to a point that you know what this looks like for you. You have your answers down packed. You're addressing all questions, concerns along the way, but you're doing it in a manner that's consistently going to drive this entire conversation to the close, right? The 2 most important lines in this entire thing before we go through it, keep in mind, are, do you want to pay your policy in full every year or make monthly payments? And the second part is, after we go through that, will you be using a Visa or MasterCard? Do you want to open up the entire menu, or do you want to recommend to be the expert, right? This absolutely is the most prescriptive. Do you have to say it word for word? Absolutely not, right? What you build something that works for you. If this works for you and you start adopting it, perfect, right? But again, the principle is being the expert. You've got to instill that confidence, right? A lot of people have questions or they may not even know what they want. So you recommend, and we want to recommend, in this instance, quality coverages, because that's a AAA way, right? We're in the business of protecting people. So when you see 100,000, people are like, do I have to quote it? No, you don't. But I guess what, right? As the expert, I'm recommending you quality, great AAA coverage, right? Now we can adjust if we need to. And that seems to be uncomfortable for some folks. But as the experts and doing the right thing for taking care of people, I would say this is a starting point, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What Omar is going through is, in sequence, what it sounds like, right? To simplify, and then to the two most critical questions during part 2.
This is practically the result of the conversation in step 1. You know exactly by those questions what they really need, and you can offer according to their lifestyle and all those questions.
Right, that's what's going to separate us from every insurance company. That's why part 1 is super important. That's different than what everybody else does. We are the experts with the ability to provide an experience that will keep them members for life. Taking care of people is what we do, and we're experts and we take care of it. Now, what does this sound like? All right, we're going to run through these limits real quick. I'm going to go ahead and write them down. Jody, do you mind passing them out real quick? I'm going to write them up here as well, just so we have those in case some of you guys can't see. Right, so we're going to assume bodily injury at 100, 300. Right, property damage at 100. Comprehensive and we'll just put deductibles at $500 a pop. Okay. UIM, also at 100, 300, right? Okay, so we're just going to go through again, regardless of what the limits look like. It's a principle of being the experts, right? So, Rick, I have your bodily injury limit set at 100, 300, your property damage set at 100,000, with your uninsured motorists also matching the 100, 300 for your BI. I've also set your comprehensive and collision deductibles at $500 a piece. And by the way, that also includes your rental coverage. So, Rick, do you pay your policy in full every year, or do you make monthly installments?
I pay it in full every year.
Pay in full, because he's a baller, right? Perfect. Rick, your annual premium is going to be $2,000 for the year. Do you want to use a Visa or MasterCard?
Well, do you take American Express?
Yes, we do. You guys, you see what we're talking about here? We're running through, the other part of this is to be able to run through in a tone that's consistent, right? You don't want to get all excited when you get to the end. It's like, what do you want to take? Give me your money. No, we start with the same tone and we end similarly, right? This is where we want to be steady, right? We're the experts, we're leading the way, right? We don't want to change in the tone. The other part of this is after we get through Visa or MasterCard, we'd be, if we're going into monthly installments, right? Be like, Rick, perfect. You're actually, your down payment's gonna be $220 today with installments of $180 deducted from your card automatically on a monthly basis where you won't be using a Visa or MasterCard. Now, that's another piece that's slightly different than what's happening right now. Have you guys heard that on the floor at all? The auto pay? Anybody use it? No, we don't, right? That's the point. We want to go ahead and that does so many other things. Now, the good thing is if we set that up, we're actually taking care of people, because ultimately if we're going into the installment plans, this will provide the lowest down payment, right? This will give you a better price for the member. Secondly, it saves you some money a month, right? Also a savings for the member. And the good thing too is, well, you get notified. If you want to take it off, we can just take it off, right? We're telling them what's going to happen, right? So as we're going through, right, we put this in there if they have questions about it, but most of the time we can just go through, and heck, if it's going to save me some money a month and it's going to give me a lower payment and I don't have to pay the $4, right? Is that a win-win? Yeah, right? So I'll run through it one more time and then we'll run into an exercise, right? So Brandon, I have your bodily injury limits at 100, 300. I've also set your property damage at 100,000 and your uninsured and underinsured motorists matching your bodily injury at 100, 300.
Okay.
I've also set your deductibles for your comprehensive and your collision at $500 a pop. So you know that also includes your rental coverage.
Nice.
Okay? Perfect. So Brandon, do you pay your policy in full? Every year, or do you make monthly payments?
I normally make semi-annual payments.
Semi-annual, perfect. We got that payment plan for you too. That's actually gonna be $500 for the 6 months.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and put that on a Visa or MasterCard?
You take Discover?
Discover, the other card. Yes, we do. We don't have to worry about opening the entire playbook. If they want something specifically, most of the time it will come out, right? If there's an objection, it will come out, and that's where we get to have fun at number 3, right? But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I don't know if you guys are ready for number 3. We got to get really good at number 2 first, because this is the most important part of this so far, right? All right, so let's do a little exercise real quick. Let's have everybody go ahead and close their eyes. Close your eyes. Close. Quick, don't peek. Don't peek. Jody, go ahead.
Omar, I have your bodily injury limit set at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per occurrence. Your property damage is set at $100,000 with your uninsured, underinsured motorists covering the same limits as your bodily injury. I have your comprehensive and collision deductibles set at $500, and that does include your rental car coverage. Do you pay your policy in full every year or make monthly payments?
I make monthly payments.
Perfect. Your down payment will be $220 with installments of $180 deducted from your account automatically on a monthly basis. Will you be using a MasterCard or Visa?
A Visa, please.
Perfect.
How did that sound? Go ahead and open your eyes. How did that sound? It flowed, right? Steady the entire way. Right, the reason I want to have you guys close your eyes, because it's different when you just hear it versus like we're looking at each other or you guys are looking at me, right? That's kind of the, kind of relating it to what happens on the phones, right? But she's smooth.
Yeah.
Jody's like butter.
Butter.
Right? She's so good at that, right? So Jody, you want to go ahead? What we're going to do is we're going to run through the exercise. It's go time.
Just emphasizing this portion, guys. A lot of times, the way we explain it is the effectiveness you'll see once you leverage it on every call, right? And then there's people that have done this in the past, right, in terms of selling insurance, and they don't go this route. And they're unable to connect with what we're talking about because people absolutely do not believe that you can present coverage, ask for the payment, and then they give the credit card information. But it's set up this way because when we establish great rapport and we become an expert, it's seamless. There are too many times in which we overtalk a situation or we essentially talk ourselves out of a close. How do we do that? What is the most common response after somebody provides the quote amount? What do we say out there?
How does that sound?
How does that sound?
How does that compare with your current
How does that
carrier?
compare?
I'll email you this quote.
Yeah. We do that a lot, but what that does, it either creates additional questions, right? And we're no longer the expert. We promise you that you get really good at 1, you present coverage and build to the close with 2, you will close at 50%.
50% of the time, it works every time.
I think for me, when I was on the phones, the really important part was just practicing it, just asking for the payment over and over. So that way, when I asked for it on the phone, it sounded naturally. Because if you do this over and over, it's going to become seamless for you. And that's the important part when you're presenting the coverage, is to make it seamless and be confident when you're doing it. There's one other thing that I wanted to cover before we do the exercise. These are just brief explanations, and this is kind of touching on what Omar was saying earlier, that we don't want to get into really long explanations when they're asking, well, they may cut you off in the beginning, right? I have your bodily injury limits at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per occurrence. And before you get on to the next one, they're like, whoa, wait a second. What is bodily injury? So you can just say bodily injury covers the other party's injuries up to $100,000 per person and $300,000 per incident. Your property damage is set at, or you can ask for clarification before you move on. Does that make sense? And then go right back. You just want to steer the call back to presenting the coverages and getting to annual or monthly and MasterCard or Visa. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So who wants to give it a shot first?
Come on now.
Shay?
All right. That's what I'm talking about, Shay.
Do you want me to just read it?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. So just as Omar was mentioning earlier, it's just an example, but ultimately it's framework because we want to we want to present the coverage, but what needs to remain consistent is, do you pay your policy in full every year or make monthly payments? Reset and then get into part 2 of monthly installments or what the amount's going to be when you pay in full. Okay?
So I've got your bodily injury liability limits at 100,000 per person, 300,000 per accident. Property damages set at 100,000, and your uninsured and underinsured motorist is the same, which is at 100,000 per person, 300,000 per accident. And then I've got your comprehensive and collision deductibles set at 500 with a rental car included. And then, do you like to pay your policy every month, or do you like to pay it yearly?
Yearly.
Okay, perfect. So I've got your annual premium at $2,000. Will you be using MasterCard or Visa today?
Visa.
Perfect. And then
That's it. Come on. First one right out the gate, right? That rarely happens. Somebody just gets it.
Yeah.
You are worthy.
Thanks.
Let's see it. What I'm talking about, right? Represent the Shark Tank.
Believe it or not, it's funny because a lot of us don't want to admit it, but we have a difficult time asking for the payment information. Like we don't know what to do. You know, we've explained how much it's going to be annually, and that's where we get into how does that sound? How does that compare? This provides you an avenue that is very seamless. And guess what? If they have questions, they're going to ask it once you get to the payment information. Okay, they will, right? But we're controlling when those objections come, right? You're not getting it up front. Why? Because we're the expert. Go ahead,
I
Shay.
have to say for sure, like I've noticed a lot of time on the phone because this is something that you guys have kind of been preaching for a while, is just ask for the credit card information. And I'll be on the verge sometimes. I'll just like want to ask for it, but then I like don't ask for it. And so that's where my struggle has fallen. But you'll notice that there are a lot of people that just are like, I already have. Like you don't hear them shuffling around for the card. They have it there in front of them, just waiting for you to just take it. So I think that's a big thing that you just need to remember.
Do you know what? People are hesitant to ask for it, right? For a variety of reasons. A lot of it is because we're shopping out of our own wallet, right? Which might sound sometimes expensive for you, or for us in general. I know when I first started Tills, that was weird for me, right? But the reality is, there's two parts to this for me. First off, you got to know what you're selling. You're selling AAA insurance, the best insurance company in the industry. You're not selling some dingy third-party carrier that you've never heard of, right? So you have the confidence in the product, right? Mercedes doesn't apologize to you when they slap a $60,000 sticker on their car, do they? They put like 60 grand, my bad, right? I haven't seen that yet, right? Like that's new to me. Secondly, it comes down to value, right?
Has anybody heard that I'm sorry tone?
On the phone?
You know what? It's going to be about $5,500 annually. Who made that decision that it's a bad price? You just did as an agent. So of course there's going to be questions on the other line, and we do it all the time, right? I always love to tell the story because we often think there's no way it's this easy. There is no way this is easy to close at 50%, right? And the story I tell is one day I was at work, and it was about 2 hours before I had to present in front of the executive staff. And I, out of nowhere, got a stain, an ink stain, don't know where it came from, that was splattered all over my suit and my shirt. So I took off real quick and I went to Men's Warehouse because I needed to get a new suit and shirt, okay? This guy made it so difficult for me. Now everybody knows that Men's Warehouse is a cheaper clothing company, okay? But that experience was so difficult for me because number one, I was in a hurry. He laid out 10 different types of suits, okay? At least 10 different colors in shirts and 20 different ties. And he's essentially kind of not taking control of the situation. And I got so frustrated that I walked out. And it was the first time I experienced Joseph A. Bank, okay, which is now they're the same company, but it was a more expensive product. And I walked in and out within 30 minutes. The person that I spoke to had control, okay, and I was very comfortable in what he was recommending, and I paid more. I paid more because it didn't matter, right? Because I trusted him, he took control of the conversation, and I was on my way. There is no difference between that experience and insurance, okay? But what happens oftentimes is we'll overtalk coverage, we'll get into a space in which we've lost momentum, and then it turns into a follow-up conversation, right? Instead of just getting it out of the way. Does that make sense? Okay, go ahead.
Who wants to give it a try? Jane, you want to go?
Come on, Jane. You have the handout in front of you as well. That way you don't, if you guys don't want to look up.
Okay. Just start going.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I have your bodily injury limits at 100,000 per person, 300,000 per incident. Property damage is set at 100,000 with uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage at the same limits as your bodily injury. Comprehensive and collision deductibles are at 500 with rental car coverage included. Do you pay your policy in full or make monthly payments?
I pay it in full.
Perfect. Your annual payment is $2,010. Will you be paying with MasterCard or Visa?
Visa.
Right.
Feels a little awkward at first when you do it, no?
I've had so many variations that we've gone through that it's becoming very, very flexible.
Okay, very cool. Anybody wonder why we're using the example of your uninsured, underinsured motorist covering the same limits as your bodily injury?
You don't have to get signatures?
Exactly! Why are we trying to make it so difficult on ourselves and risk being put on corrective action because we can't get signatures on something? It doesn't make that much of a difference in the premium, so align your bodily injury with your uninsured motorist.
Hey, Jeremy, why do you think people do that?
Why do people here do it?
Yeah.
Just in general, yeah.
Why do people here offer that?
Oh, not offer.
Or have lower limits.
It doesn't matter, Jeremy. I was trying to say, you're the hardest setup I've had this whole time.
And the reason why is because we're competing. That's why we end up getting in that space a lot of times. Number one is we're probably asking them, hey, what kind of coverages do you have? And they're going to tell you what kind of coverage, and you end up matching it automatically without really understanding what their needs are, right? Or we're trying to whittle down the price. Okay, so we're going to reduce the UM, right? That's a disservice to the member, and it is not the right thing to do, and that is not AAA. Plus, we don't want to chase down signatures. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Let's hear from someone new.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Okay, let's go, Michelle.
Now you always do everything.
Gotta get my feet wet. No, I'm just joking.
Well, mine too. So just reading from this. Okay. So I have your bodily injury limits set at 100,000 per person, 300,000 per occurrence. Property damage is set at 100,000 with uninsured or underinsured motorists, covering the same limits as your bodily injury. We have comprehensive and collision deductibles at $500 with your rental car coverage included. Do you pay your policy in full every year, or do you like to make monthly payments?
Monthly payments, please.
Okay, perfect. So your down payment will be $220, with installments of $200 deducted from your account automatically on a monthly basis. Will you be using a MasterCard or Visa today?
Visa.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is there any discomfort in assuming auto pay? No. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. It is the reason why we present it this way is because we actually reduce the amount of conversation when it comes to auto pay. Because if you go in and say, okay, it's X amount down if you do it this way, and it's X amount down doing auto pay, you just added a lot of conversation that's unnecessary. However, if we're assuming auto pay, it's the best thing for the insured for their safety. It's the best thing for the organization because your retention improves, okay? It's the best down payment, and you're saving $4 on a monthly basis. There should be no discomfort because it's the right thing to do. Would you all agree? Yeah. Okay, good.
All right. Who's next? Come on.
Brittany?
Oh, yeah. It's go time. Come on. Here we go.
Have your bodily injury limits at 100, 300, and property damages at 100 with uninsured or underinsured motorists, covering the same limits as your bodily injury. And comprehensive and collision deductibles are set at $500 with rental car coverage included. Do you usually like to pay your policy in full or make monthly payments?
I'll pay it in full.
In full? Perfect. So your premium is $2,010. Will you be using Visa or MasterCard?
Visa.
Great.
Perfect.
There we go. How'd that? You okay? You surviving? No.
No, it's really good. Remember, for more context, for those of you who've been riding business for a while, oh, well, you know what? It's not that cookie cutter. Well, yeah, it really is. And this is why, right? Is because a lot of times if somebody doesn't have all the information for me to get in this space, I'm not going to go down that path, right? But you have to navigate in order to build to the close. Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of times where they don't have all the information. Well, guess what? They don't have all the information. I'm not going to give you a number. I'm just not going to do it, right? You have to have that, and that's why we always present number 2 in this manner, is because whatever we're doing in part 1, we're going to get into this space to part 2, reset, and then become the expert. Okay.
You want to try? I see you sitting there.
She's just hoping she doesn't get called on.
Don't make eye contact. Right? No, just kidding.
Okay.
It's fine.
We
No,
won't
look.
look.
Pretend we're on the phone. She's laughing serious at the same time.
Okay. I have your bodily injuries limits at $100,000 and $300,000. Property damage is set at $100,000 with uninsured or underinsured motorists, covering the same limits as your bodily injury. Comprehensive and collision deductibles are at $500 with rental coverage. Do you pay your policy in full or do you make monthly payments?
I'll pay it in full.
Okay, perfect. So your annual premium is $2,010. Will you be using a MasterCard or Visa?
A Visa. Okay. Perfect. So one thing that's really good is your pace when you're reading those. You want your pace to be seamless, not go too fast, but not go too slow. So that way, once you get to, do you make monthly payments or annual payments, it just kind of flows. So you did a great job with your pace.
No, you're nervous. But you know what? It's important that we do this. What's going to really, really drive home the 50%, guys, we're not sitting there, you're going to close at 100%. I mean, if you do, you'll be making some bank, right? But the reality is consistency is the key, right? That you do this every time you drive and you are the expert in every call and you get to this point, right? What happens a lot of times, you'll hesitate for whatever reason and you'll pick and choose. That's not what's going to do it. It's doing it every time, whether it's a $200 premium or a $5,000, right? It's the consistency that will drive it. So right now, if it's weird, it's okay. But you've got to get some sort of practice and get some reps in, right?
You want to give it a try, Clara?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I have your bodily injury limits at $100,000 per person and $300,000 per occurrence. Property damage is set at $100,000 with uninsured and underinsured motorists covered. The set limits as your bodily injury. Comprehensive and collision deductibles are $500 with rental car coverage included. Do you pay your policy in full every year or make monthly payments?
Monthly payments.
Perfect. Your down payment is $220 a month with installments of $200 deducted from your account automatically on the monthly basis. Will you be using a MasterCard or Visa, Ms. Jones?
Visa. That was great. I
Yeah,
like how you
that
add
was
the name at the end. Really good.
Just to really call out a testimonial, guys, because we always end up in this space where people walk away and go, it's not that easy. This is not going to make a difference. Okay, we have somebody in this room. Benny was actually the first one that went through annexation training, okay? As I mentioned earlier, he was averaging about $50K on a monthly basis. In his first full month in, ended up doing $175,000. That's just adjusting his conversation, okay? Venu, prior to the training, how would you, what was the difference between how you went through before training and after? Do you think you can give some feedback on that?
Yeah, before when Dom was hijacking with me, I'd just be like, over-explain the coverages, and then when I get to the price, I'm just, here's your price. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah. And then more questions come. I send over the email. They ask questions over email as well. Then with Dom, when we came to this approach, it's just more. I felt more. The flow was a lot smoother. It's just a lot more easier where I don't have to overtalk myself. And when the card came, it was just a lot more easier getting that payment from them as well.
Yeah, and that's an example, guys, of we get in our own way and we don't realize it. Okay? This is not a fictitious story with Venu. He actually adopted the process and he saw results immediately. And yes, it is that easy. Okay? It prevents us from talking people out of moving forward with AAA. All right?
You want to try?
The process.
I see you sitting
You
there.
have to trust it. It's consistent. The guy sounds the same way every single time. He doesn't deviate, right? He gets real good at one. He's real big on humor, right? Things he gets away with sometimes, but it works, right? But he's super smooth in two, right? And it's rare that he gets through a call and he's not asking for the payment information, right? Every single call, think about it. This process, every single call should include asking for MasterCard or Visa. It really should. Okay? Did we want to transition into 1 and 2, do that combo? Gil, were you mentioning that?
Yeah, I think, normally what we do is wait for the next day in training. I think we should go fresh and have us transition 1 into 2, right? And start really practicing with the group. Now, you gotta, those are some big shoes you gotta step in, so you really have to be annexational to do this.
They're ready?
The first day.
Are they ready?
I don't know. Are you? Are you guys ready?
It doesn't matter.
Oh! He did that to you. Give her the mic.
Wow!
Wow, Gil. Yeah, that just happened right now.
First volunteer. Hey, don't talk about it, be about it, Kate. Let's see it. 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So we're gonna start first with build rapport first date, right? And then when you have enough information, and we're not going. It's not so much about being technical. So don't worry about getting all the little details. Let's build the rapport. Once you feel you have sufficient rapport, step into 2, and then ask for the card, right? You'll also see that over time you'll make it your own, right? In step 2, some of the things we've heard being said and that we've brought up in exercises. So how will you start your protection today with Visa or MasterCard, right? How are we going to start protecting you, right? So we always lead to more, but let's just go basics. Let's go step 1, step 2. I'll be your customer, and then we'll go from there, right?
It's only right because your mic dropped on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So tell me when you're ready, and we'll go ring.
I'm ready.
Ring.
Thank you for calling AAA. My name is Kate. How may I be of service today?
Hi, Kate. I'm calling. I just want a quote for insurance.
Oh, absolutely. I can definitely assist you with that. Let's go ahead and get your first and last name, please.
My first name is Thomas. My last name, Hunter.
All right, Mr. Hunter. That's actually my husband's name.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I'll definitely go ahead and take care of you. What car are you trying to look at today?
I'm not trying to look at any car. The car that I drive right now is a Ford Escort.
Ford Escort? Okay.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Is it reliable?
It escorts me.
It also. Got you. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and look through your coverages. I have your bodily injury liability at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident. Property damage is set at $100,000 with uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage at the same limits as your bodily injury. Comprehensive and collision deductibles are at $500 with rental car coverage included. Do you pay your policy full every year, or do you do monthly payments?
I do monthly payments.
All right, perfect. Then your down payment today is $220 with installments of $200 deducted from your account automatically on the monthly basis. Will you be using a MasterCard or a Visa?
I'll be using a Visa.
All right.
Have we seen the first try be that smooth
I
ever?
don't think so.
Is she getting back-to-back
That's
mic
what I
drops?
do.
She got swag on swag. What I'm talking about, Kate.
So, a few things real quickly. On number one, we talk about actively listening, right? Active listening. I said a name. I knew that was your husband's name. You used that and jumped all over it. I mean, that's what active listening does for you. You use every option to try to build rapport. I thought you did a good job.
It's fantastic.
Thanks, Bill.
Makes a difference.
And exceptional.
I would agree.
Who's going to follow that up? I feel bad for you.
Oh, you're so quiet.
You got called out.
Well, Brandon.
I always rise to the occasion. Let's do it.
Do you want to be his member, Dom?
Oh, I'll be a member.
Okay. Thanks for calling AAA today. This is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, Brandon, I was looking for an auto quote today.
Alrighty, I can definitely help you with that today, sir. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Manuel
Manuel. All right, Manuel. What's your last name?
Sanchez.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sanchez. You mind if I call you by your first name, Manuel?
Yeah, that's
All right,
that's
cool.
no problem.
And, what kind of car would you be covering today, Manuel?
It's going to be a 2017 Chevy Camaro.
Nice. All right. Okay. All right. Well, what color did you get?
Dodger Blue.
Dodger Blue. You know the Dodgers is my favorite team right now.
Oh, they're in the World Series, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you
man.
watch the game last night?
I sure did. Did you watch it?
I was there.
All right,
Until
man.
11:30.
Oh man. All right. Well, Manuel, we definitely got you covered today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is what we got for you. We got your bodily injury set up at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident. Property damage is set at $100,000 with uninsured and underinsured motorists coverage set as the same as your bodily injury limits. Okay. Comprehensive and collision deductibles are set at $500. And Manuel, I do want to let you know that does include rental coverage for you. Okay. All right. And do you normally make your insurance payments in full or in monthly payments?
Monthly installments.
Okay, all right. Well, we got you set up for the low down payment of $220. It's going to be $200 a month. It's going to automatically come out of your bank account to make things easy for you. And will you be using a MasterCard or a Visa today?
Okay. So even drop that mic. Oh! I'll tell you what, that's probably the best example of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because, man, I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But that's what I'm saying. It's like the connection was there, right? The trust was there, and you were smooth as butter. You know, that's what it takes. The low down. Yeah, man, I've heard it. I thought I've heard it all, but I've never heard of the low down.
The low down. Are we going to have to adjust the slide to just put it low
Yeah,
down?
I might have to put that in. We're going to drop in the low down. Right?
Damn. Because what it was, because he said Dodgers and then in LA, the low. So he got you on so many levels. Too.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. No, that's good. Yeah. I would have jumped on, as the member, I would have jumped on him. Oh, now you're a Dodger fan. Yeah, now you're a Dodger fan, right? So, all right, good. Who's up?
Who's going to follow that? You guys get better and better. Oof. No pressure, though.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Let's go.
Venue. How about can I do it and give you a hard time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to get into character.
You're getting the heavy hitter, dude.
You want to go inbound or outbound? Outbound? Okay, well, we want to run in your wheelhouse, huh? We'll see if it's your wheelhouse. All right, go ahead. It's you're ringing.
Ring.
Hello?
Hello, Jerry?
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry. This is V with AAA Insurance. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good. Why are you calling me?
I'm just calling you. I seen that you submitted a quote online for auto insurance. Just wanted to quickly go through that with you, man. See what I can do.
Oh, we already got that information. It came through. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Did you talk to an agent already?
No, I haven't.
Okay, and that's why I'm calling. I know that you got a lot of information already on the online quote. However, I just wanted to let you know that it is inaccurate. I just wanted to make sure that it is an accurate quote for you. Make sure we get the right coverage and see what we can do.
All right, that makes sense. Okay.
Jared, let me just start off here, man. If you don't mind, please verifying your address for me.
Yeah, it's 345 Stairwell Street, San Francisco, California.
San Francisco, huh? I've never been
945.
there, man. Beautiful city.
Yeah, it's an expensive city.
I bet. Have you ever been to Utah? I'm down here in Utah.
Oh, I thought I was calling the local branch.
No, I'm actually here at the service center. For
Oh,
AAA.
okay. Oh, okay. In Utah, huh?
Utah. You ever been down to Rose Park?
No, I haven't.
Next time you come down to Utah, you let me know when you're here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, Jared, just help me understand your situation, man. Why are you shopping around for insurance?
Well, I'm just looking for a better rate.
Better rate?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask this. I know a lot of people are looking for a better rate. Let me tell you this. If you get in a car accident and you don't have the right coverages, are you going to look at I had a better rate at that time?
I have to just let a mic drop in the middle of it. God, I just got. And I was trying too, especially with the internet machine, right? The leads that they work, like, they don't want to talk to you. That's what you have to deal with. You have to close them on the idea of talking before you even get to the coverage. But why don't let's try to get to the I'm sorry, I was just very much overwhelmed over that. Like, I don't even know what to say right now.
I'm not
Okay.
a member and I want my
Yeah, exactly. Man, that just put that whole price objection out the door before you even got there. Wow. Okay, why don't we just jump? I want to hear it, Venu. I want to hear it. Why don't we go and just recite the coverages, and let's get into the payment options.
Well, Jared, I'm going to go over the coverages with you. Like I said, we're going to make sure you're properly covered. Have your bodily injury limits at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per incident. Property damage set at $100,000 with uninsured motorists, covering the same limits as your bodily injury. Comprehensive and collision deductibles at $500. Jared, we also include with that package rental car coverage included. Do you pay your policy in full every year or make monthly payments?
I make monthly payments.
Okay, perfect. Your down payment today is going to be $220 with installments of $200 deducted from your account automatically on a monthly basis, just to make it easier for you, man. Jared, will you be using a MasterCard or Visa?
God, yeah. But you know how he just made it his own? Like, did you hear him use his first name in between? Right? He kind of personalized it, right? And that, I'm telling you, it makes a difference, guys.
Did anyone see how he tried to put Rose Park on the map?
I was like, is that a resort? I didn't respond to Rose Park. Like, what is Rose Park, by the way?
Where he lives.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
That's good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like, hey, the next time you're around, why don't you drop off at South Central? But remember, when it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I thought it was like a resort. I didn't even want to go into it because I thought it was a resort, and I was walking into something. I thought Rose Park was like Park City. Yeah. Oh, it's not?
Park City's afraid of Rose Park.
All right. Why don't we go one more time and then we'll take a break for lunch?
We've got somebody who's been hiding in the back corner.
Trying to.
Oh, really? Really?
Jeremy.
Successfully until now.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't going to let it happen. Why don't we go ahead and give me the number.
You ready for this?
Always. You ready
Oh.
to call the mayor?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
All right.
Oh, something crazy's coming.
Yeah. All right. Ring, ring.
Thank you for calling AAA. My name's Jeremy. How may I help you today?
Hi, I'm actually just trying to get an auto quote.
Okay, we could definitely get you an auto quote today. Can I get your first and last name to get started?
Yeah, it's Oscar.
Okay, Oscar, do you want me to just go by Oscar, or what's your last name?
Yeah, my last name is Mayer.
Okay.
Mayer.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, would you like me to go by, call you Oscar, or go by Mr. Mayor?
I mean, Oscar's just fine.
Okay, Oscar, what has you shopping for auto insurance today?
Just wanted to see what's out there.
Okay, and what kind of car are you needing to insure?
I've got an Altima.
A Nissan Altima? You like that car?
No.
No? But you have to insure it, right? You have to get you from point A to point B?
Yeah, I don't want to get a fine, right? That's what DMV says.
Yeah. That's never good. So yeah, let's get you in some really good coverage. Keep your Nissan fully covered, and if you get a new car, hopefully you get a better car someday. We'll get that insured for you also.
Man, I hope so.
We'll save you some money today and get you into a better car later.
That would be great. The sooner the better.
And I'm just going to go over the coverages that I'm going to recommend for you today. I always recommend any of our members to have bodily injury liability of $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident, $100,000 for property damage. I also always recommend $100,000, $300,000 for uninsured and underinsured coverage. Full coverage on your Nissan to cover you with a $500 deductible. Always going to include the rental car coverage in there. Do you pay your auto insurance monthly, or do you do annual payments?
Which will save me more money, so I can get that new car.
It'll be annual payments will save you more money in the long run if you have the ability to pay that all right now.
Let's do it. I want that Camaro.
Okay, your payment today will be $1,275, and you can put that on a Visa or MasterCard today.
Visa.
All right. Good. I'm still like, Venu squashed my price objection before it even got there. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm like, wow.
Hey, that was solid, Jeremy.
Yeah. That's work, man. You gotta have courage. Gotta have annexational courage. We want one more person to close it out. Who is it going to be? Not you again. No. He just wants to do it. Every single time he wants to do it. All right, Shay, let's go. Why don't you go to Omar again? We'll use Oscar Mayer.
Ring, ring.
All right. Thank you for calling AAA Insurance. This is Shay. How can I help you today?
Hi, I just wanted to get a quote.
Okay, for some auto?
Yes, I didn't know you guys did anything else.
Yeah, we do home, renters, earthquake. So we're pretty known for a couple items.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
All right. And can I get your address?
Yeah, 261 Northwestern, Salt Lake City.
Perfect. So you're here from Utah, are you?
I mean, I'm not, but I live here right now.
Oh, where are you from?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, cool. The nightlife city, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible place.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get you some coverage on your auto. What kind of car are we quoting for you today?
A Camaro.
Camaro. What year?
2015.
All right. So the new body style, huh? Newer.
Yeah.
Not quite the newest, but the newer.
Yeah. The old one is a little boxier. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like boxier style. The new ones are a little too small, in my opinion. I don't know about you, but
Really?
yeah, they're a little too sleek and thin. I like the boxier look.
Hey, I like it. It works for me.
Hey, there you go. All right, well, let's go over some coverages for you today. I've got your bodily injury limit set at $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident, with some property damage set at $100,000. You've got uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, which are the same limits as your bodily injury. We've got a comprehensive and collision deductible at $500 with a rental car included. And do you like paying your policy in full, or do you like to do monthly installments?
Monthly installments.
Monthly installments. Okay, so your down payment today would be $220, and then you've got monthly installments of $200 deducted from your account automatically on a monthly basis. And would you be using MasterCard or Visa today?
Visa.
All right.
Go ahead. Do the thing. That was money, Shay. You know your cars?
I know my cars. I
Wow.
had a Camaro before I had a kid.
Oh. Hey, I opened it up easy for you. Didn't even know it, right?
You just walked right into
I had no idea.
Just checking for clarification, guys. If the annual premium is $10,000, are we going to skip whether we ask if it's paid in full?
No.
Absolutely not. because we're not making decisions with our own pocketbook, right? That's right. All right, we want to go ahead and close it out for lunch?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jody.
So we're going to take an hour lunch.